if you're going to bedazzle anywhere, do it at an awards show. You can't do it at the Coles.
I was going to say, did Bubbles the monkey wear a military jacket too? Remember Bubbles?
Bubbles.
I'm sure he had a jacket worn as well.
Quite possibly.
Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome, Midlifers. We're your hosts, Fawn.
And Mez.
And this is your weekly podcast where it's not self-help, but more help yourself to a smorgasbord of nostalgia, laughter, and a deep dive into the past.
Welcome, Midlifers, to today's show. Our first up today, we've got confessions, excuses. What excuses have we made? And the types of places excuses come along very often. And besties, I've also put iconic red carpet fashion looks.
So let's dive in.
Yeah. But first, let's chat.
Mez, we've had some feedback from our barbecue episode where we talked about soft drinks and how we called sarsaparilla sarsaparilla.
Yeah, you should trademark. You're going to trademark that.
Well, we actually got feedback on TikTok about sarsaparilla.
Okay.
And I had no idea, but it is actually a cultural drink.
Oh.
So from Southeast Asia. And this TikToker said it reminded him of his trips to Malaysia.
Do we offend our entire continent?
We could
with sarsaparilla?
possibly. I think without thinking, I had to be more mindful. But I wrote to him and I said, only because like my grandparents used to drink sarsaparilla, and I wonder if he would like Chinotto. That's a bad soft drink.
Is that similar to sarsaparilla?
Yeah. Oh my God. The stories I can tell you about Chinotto from my nonna's house.
How would you describe Chinotto?
Shit. Well, the bad thing about Chinotto is it looks like Coke.
Yes.
But it's meant to taste like burnt orange and something else.
Oh.
But when you're a kid, you're thinking you have a drink of Coke and it's Chinotto and it's the worst thing ever.
You're fooled.
Fooled. And it's always happened at my nonna's house. And same happened. She always had mineral water. I would think it was lemonade. Big sip, worst drink ever. And as a kid, like,
I do love doing that to my kid though, because I learned to like mineral water from my grandma's house because she would always have mineral water, but I knew it was mineral water.
Yeah.
So I don't have it very often, but if I do and it's in the fridge and the kids go to sip, I don't say anything in my mouth straight. Wait for that reaction. It's good.
Well, I've got footage of my son. He was 2 and he wanted to sip my soda water. Okay, don't have it, darling. It'll burn your mouth. And he was like adamant. I go, go on.
Yeah.
Go on. You want to do this? And he drank it and he walked backwards in shock at how terrible it was. Because I'll never forget the soda water or mineral water tastes like how your arm is when it falls asleep. That prickly taste.
Okay.
White noise.
So to me, I can't stand soda water on its own, but mineral water, yes. To me, the different
they
flavors.
taste the same.
No, and tonic water.
It's like
Don't be
Cerulli.
silly. Have you tried tonic water? Excuse me, what'd you say?
It's like Cerulean. The belt's into Devil Wears Prada. You're like Miranda Priestleying me.
Right, Andrea.
What were you going to say?
Tonic water.
Never had tonic water.
Ooh, that's something altogether different. I don't know what it is.
Tonic water used to take away mosquitoes
I don't know.
or
It could-
repel mosquitoes, I should say.
It repels me, is what it does. Like with stains, and they always say use some soda water, club soda. Like who
What's
just
club
has?
soda?
I think that's soda water. Who just has soda water lying around?
I don't have it lying around, but I occasionally, only on a special occasion, have it in the fridge. And if it's a really special occasion, it's the Perrier or the Italian one, San Pellegrino.
That's a schmancer.
Yeah, well, that's if we've got people like fancy people, I don't know, mum and dad come and go, get the San Pellegrino in the fridge with a wedge of lime.
We also actually had feedback on the episode from a good mate of ours, another podcast, Good Movie Monday. So we talked about hot honey.
Yes.
And he said try the Ink Food Co.'s Hell's Fire Honey. Now, you can get 15% off their purchase if you use the code Good Movie Monday. I'll put links in the show notes. But yes, again, anything with chili, honey, I like, and heat it up, I think even better.
It's that combination of heat and sweet with temperature.
Yes.
Delicious.
I like
Thank
it.
you, Glenn.
Thank you.
And also want to say shout out to everyone watching us on YouTube. Hello.
Oh my God, yes. I sound like old mums. Hello, toodaloo.
If you're watching us, click on that subscribe button. It's so good to see you. Hope it's good to see us.
I know. On your big screen. I'm going to go back to food. This is very interesting, yet what happened to us yesterday, right? So we met up with a wonderful friend of the podcast, Christy. She's got a few podcasts going.
Yeah.
One with her cousin, two cousins,
One
pot, one pot, two pots, and also her crime podcast.
Yeah, The Killer Storyteller, where she has actually teamed up with an author. I can't remember her name right now.
But I love the concept because you've got the author and the avid reader in the same podcast. So
Yeah.
we'll put actually a link to that as well.
Please.
But we met up with Christy and we want to meet somewhere in the middle. So we met up in this suburb called Ivanhoe. And Fonz, she took it upon herself to find a
Not else
location.
was suggesting restaurants and cafes. I thought Google never
Yes.
has steered me wrong.
Yeah.
And I found the cafe. It got 4.7 reviews in 4.7 stars over 100 reviews. So you're like, this is legit.
And you did send me a picture of the menu and stuff, and it looked like they had some great sandwiches.
I sent links to you and to Christy, and people would comment on the sandwiches, how delicious they were.
So like, cool. So we're going to meet up there. It's called Ivanhoe Pavilion. And I get there, I'm like, it's a golf club, right? And I went through the entrance through the golf shop. I'm like, where's this Ivanhoe Pavilion? And he goes, I'll just go through the golf shop. It's just a cafe at the back. And as I'm walking in, it says old school. It is a cafeteria with trestle tables. I'm walking in and Fonz and Christy are just pissing themselves laughing because all the other people in there are like 80-year-olds that have, possibly, I don't even think they've had a round of golf. I think they're just there catching up in the morning.
There are lots of women there. So I figured, are their husbands there and they're just escaping?
Yeah, possibly. And the section that we were is like actually a room that's usually divided by those accordion foldable doors and they're open.
Concertina doors.
Yes. So out of all the places in Ivanhoe, which is a fairly posh suburb, we found this cafeteria on a trestle table, but the sandwiches were actually fantastic.
Can we just say, walking in, the smell of the homemade sausage rolls and meat pies were delicious.
Yeah, and
we couldn't stop laughing because of the clientele, and we were amongst the clientele.
Yeah, it was actually a great place to have a meeting because it was very quiet.
It was really quiet. Yeah. We had our trestle table all to ourselves, and whenever we had a laugh, we go,
the whole table would be jiggling. That's us living it up like business women that we are. That's funny.
Blame that on tax myth.
So I told this to my husband when I got home, and he said he went through something similar when his boss was down from Germany. My husband is in charge of finding a cafe, and he used to go to this cafe that had great food and coffee, and he found a place in Docklands that had the same coffee. So he goes, let's go there. Okay. So he goes to park there, and what it actually is, it's a car dealership, and the cafe was inside there. So you actually had to go. It wasn't a cafe on its own. It's a cafe in a car dealership that he told his boss from Germany to come to. He said he waited there for half an hour and then told his boss, bugger it. He goes, meet me this other, and they went to this other cafe. And then his boss said, I was actually in there. And my husband's like, where'd you park? There's no parking. He goes, I parked in the car dealership because they moved in demo cars. So the boss said, I'm just going to park there. And everyone just looked at him. So this is, so you're not the only one.
It's just funny that cafes nestled within
different
things.
Yes, because I see nowadays, which I think is very clever, a lot of cafes and juice bars inside gyms.
Oh.
So an everyday person can go there, but often it's the people coming after their workout.
Well, even with a nursery, as in the gardening nursery, there's cafes with it's a real money maker, I suppose.
I know. We should set one up downstairs. That's how we can make our money. Fonz and Mez serving you toasties. Will be Fonz, actually.
I've only got one Jeffel maker from Kmart.
You might have to wait a while.
These are our confessions. Shh. God, I love that intro, Mez.
Yeah.
That cracks me up all the time. So these are confessing excuses.
Excuses.
Yeah, I've used a few, and one has nipped me in the bud.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, I was just silly, Mez. I was young, in my late 30s and dumb.
Yeah.
So I was a bridesmaid for my friend's wedding
Mhm.
and we had a hens weekend in Dalesford. Unbeknownst to me, I made a nail appointment on that same weekend.
Ah.
So I thought, instead of telling the truth, I'll pretend I'm sick. She saw Instagram.
Ugh.
Stupid me. Stupid me. And she was really upset. Because she's like, why didn't you just tell me the truth? I thought
Yeah.
we were friends. Dumb. I should have told the truth. Dumb.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
just dumb. So I remember I visited her the next week. I bought some drinks and I was so sorry. Like, it wasn't meant to be malicious and she took it as I was mean. And,
Yeah.
and I can understand that. And that kind of tarnished our friendship by my stupidity.
Ah.
So from that moment, I'm always like, honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Even if it,
Even if it
feels
stuffs things
uncomfortable.
up.
It's fine.
Yeah. I just wish I told the truth, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, you learned.
I learned a
You
lesson.
learned. Well, I've got a ripper for you.
Oh.
This is from my cousin. This is a wedding thing. So my cousin, let's say his name was Steve. He was supposed to be a groomsman at a wedding the next day. So on Friday night, him and my brothers and stuff go drinking, partying, and they all slept over at some guy's house. And then this cousin that was supposed to be the groomsman, that's named Steve, was the designated driver on Saturday to get everyone back home because obviously he had to go do his groomsman duties. And then my brothers and stuff kept on waking up thinking, oh, I really don't want to wake up. And then Steve was still sleeping. It's like, oh, cool. He didn't rock up to their wedding. He just slept. He didn't rock up at all to the groomsmen.
He slept through the
He
wedding.
slept through it. He did because it's just hungover. Yeah, plus we're in the mid-20s, like early 20s, just dumb and stupid. And then his excuse, so the groom obviously called him and he said, I was bashed, man. I was jumped. Don't go to the western suburbs. It's really, really dangerous. So he told him that he was bashed that night. Yeah. So the groomsman obviously was, that finished their friendship.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And the wife, the now wife, was very upset. And then the icing on the cake is 6 months later, the groomsman worked in car parts and Steve needed some car parts. So he rang him to see if he could get a discount on some car parts. And the wife, I think, heard it. She's like, can get stuffed.
So Steve wanted a discount.
Yes. From the groomsman that he
Steve.
stood up.
Oh, Steve.
Steve-o.
That's pushing it, mate.
Yeah, but
Oh, my
just
God.
from a big night of drinking and yeah.
This is responsibility, isn't it?
yes, and guys in the 20 probably don't take
Was
responsibility.
it worth the friendship? Was it worth
He said he wasn't that close to him, but it must have been close enough to be a groomsman.
and to ask for a discount?
Yeah.
Wow. What
Yeah.
about with excuses from work, Mez, getting out of work? What have you used?
I can honestly say I've never taken the day off just to have a day off. It's usually if I'm tired or period or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll usually just say I'm not
Yeah.
feeling well. But a really good one to have, this actually genuinely happened to me. I had food poisoning. But food poisoning is a great one because it's a quick thing.
Yep.
So you can happen all of a sudden and you can return the next day. Whereas if
Yeah.
it's gastro, you can't,
You have to be out for a week.
Yeah. So food poisoning is good.
Diarrhea. Diarrhea is great.
It is. But again, it's sort of,
careful, isn't it?
yeah, because the next day everyone's, going to
Because
be like,
diarrhea's got longevity.
Yes.
And makes you pale and dehydrated.
indeed.
Yeah. Because have you ever found as well I don't know if it's pre-gaming, taking a day off work, being sick?
Yeah.
I've done this.
Yeah. Okay. Look, you start to plant little seeds.
Yeah. You give a little cough in a meeting.
Yeah.
And then you turn to your friend and go, I don't feel well. I think I'm getting a headache.
Is that
Just planting the seed.
is that how you delivered those lines? Because
So I don't feel well. I give a big wink. But no, like sometimes, especially if you've got something on, you need to plant a seed.
yeah.
So, pre-game,
Yep.
the excuse, and then you ring up. And my friend was in charge of taking people's sick days.
Yeah.
And she always said, everyone always started with into the phone and
Yes.
then told their excuse.
Well, my husband said he was the one that would be in charge. And so he said at the start, people were like, oh, I need a sick day. My husband's like, yeah, cool, whatever. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks, mate. Pretense is done.
Broke character straight
I
away. You gotta play it right.
Yeah.
But especially when you want a couple of days too.
Oh, yeah. But we actually have an episode last year, Rant or Rave is Sick here, where we went into this because, we're all entitled to the sick leave. So
Yeah.
it's almost like you shouldn't have to play. If you've got
No.
the medical certificate, that's all you need.
That's all you need. That's all the proof you need. Also, the family obligation of
Ah.
just saying personal reasons.
Yeah.
That's quick.
It is quick. I've got to say, having kids is one of the best bag of excuses you can get out of so many things. Oh, sorry, my kid needs to get home to have his nap. My kid's really, not feeling well.
Can't come.
Yep. So especially when they're young, that can get you out of so many situations. I miss that. Yeah.
Can I say, what about having a photo evidence stored on your phone? Old COVID tests. Got COVID, can't come in. Flat tire. Has to have one saved on your phone. Got a flat tire. Broken garage door someone had stored on their phone. So my garage door's broken, I can't come.
What about like in regards to cops and tickets and stuff? Have you ever had anything with that?
I was late for a photo shoot. I was doing makeup for a photo shoot and I was like way over the limit. And because I wasn't thinking, it was a brand new car, which was powerful. And then I got pulled over. He's like, why are you doing the speed limit? I go, I'm really late for a photo shoot and I'm really, really sorry. And he didn't give me a ticket. And I went to the shoot and the photographer's like, oh, he must have really liked you. Week later, I got the ticket. Oh, he must have thought about I reckon he must have thought about it going,
I was about to say, oh, you've charmed your way out of that.
There was desperation, like, good girl. Yeah, just crying. He reneged.
Well, because I've got two sort of stories. This happened to my husband. We had a period where we had our own business where we delivered baby goods and installed car seats and that sort of stuff. And my husband, we didn't have a sign on the van to say it was a business. So he parked in a loading zone, even though, if he had a sign there on his van, it would have been fine. But he didn't, and he parked at a pub because he really needed to use a toilet, right? So he got a parking ticket. So we're like, let's challenge this because he really needs to go to the toilet. So he wrote this whole letter saying if he hadn't gone to the toilet, he would have shit his pants, all this sort of stuff. He said, oh, we've got diarrhea, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, they didn't believe it. So he ended up paying the ticket.
Have they seen what your husband looks like?
I am keeping that in, Bonds.
Hello, Mrs. Husband.
Well, to follow on this from Reddit, I found this. Driver pulled over for speeding limit, went to court where they admitted they needed to use a toilet. They didn't make it in time and ended up soiling themselves, and the judge dismissed the ticket. So if my husband had actually shit his pants, it would have helped his case, but probably not mine because I would have had to clean the car.
Or his pants.
Get the gurney out.
For the car or his pants.
Sorry. Like in the movies, like when they go to jail, they've got to sit naked to hose them down.
Actually, I think the excuses I've used to get out of a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I've used honest ones in my last one. And I think there was another one because you can only write once every 7 years or something.
Something like that. I thought it was 4. 7 could be 4. I don't know.
And I remember saying I just wasn't I wasn't well, I wasn't thinking, and I got off. Yeah. It was, as my dad puts it, writing one letter is worth over $100.
Yeah.
Would you like to pay $100 or write a letter?
Yeah.
I think, I would like to write a letter, please.
Yes.
Dad.
Well, I got out of mine, same thing, because I never got any. My husband calls me grandma driver, and I am. But to the other point of that is I don't get any speeding fines because I'm always under the limit, and he got a speeding fine in my car. So I contested it saying, it wasn't me, it was a buffhead husband. Yeah. He probably had diarrhea. So I got out of it.
I never forget, we were driving home. My husband was driving my car, and he's used to his Google Maps pinging when there's a speeding camera.
Okay, yeah.
And mine doesn't. Mine's old. I don't know. And he did about 4. And so he went through 4 speeding cameras. He's like, oh, God. And then still driving. And then there was a parked car with a camera. He's like, oh, God. I go, husband, slow down. 4. He didn't get anything. He must have been within the limit. He must have been hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is 4 in a row. 4 on my car. I go, you're getting all these.
Yes, yeah.
Because I did nothing. And then we had to drive to an event that night, and I made sure I drove properly, slow. I was aware, just to save some money and points.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm all for that.
Oh,
safe driving, slow driving, no fines. Thank you very much, husband. And the kids give me crap for him. Oh, yeah, I'm nice and safe.
You called me driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, well,
on the jet ski.
On the jet ski?
Remember when we did jet ski?
Yeah.
And because I was going slow, because I was freaking scared of going over waves. You overtake me, you go, driving Miss Daisy.
Well, then you must have been going really slow. Because I'm slow. stairs.
Ooh, best red carpet looks all iconic.
Yeah.
Because not all of them are the best. Some
No.
of them are just memorable.
Well, can I give you my first memorable one?
Please.
But I wouldn't say the best. Lady Gaga's meat dress.
I had the meat dress. Excuse me while I turn my page. You've gone into my international section.
See, I've got a mix of international, a few Aussies, but Lady Gaga meat dress, the 2010 MTV Video Music
Yes.
Awards. She was condemned by animal rights groups for this dress, but named by Time as a top fashion statement of 2010.
She had the matching meat hat.
I know that.
She had the matching meat shoes. A corset was sewn into the meat. Like, so she put the meat on and then they sewed the corset underneath on the knife.
I'm just thinking, how would that have smelt? Did they like cure the meat?
Yes, it was made from a raw flank steak from the butcher.
But like, because you know when you have meat, it has a odour.
Yes.
If you're sitting next to that, I'm just going to put this out there. How do they sit at the awards in these extravagant gowns, meat or
Squelchy.
otherwise?
Would she need a drop sheet?
I think so. Give her a butcher's block to sit on.
But well, how it was preserved now and still is preserved is like jerky.
It's
So cured.
so it is cured now.
But yeah, you can imagine the smell.
Mm. Better than
Would it be seasoned? Would you need a bit of salt and pepper to curing again?
Just imagine the pepper grinder. Lady Gaga swiveling around. What you got?
Got me hungry now. Well, I've gone back in time to the Logies
Mhm.
with Susie L'Elman.
Ah,
Now, Susie L'Elman, this is before body positivity and
Mhm.
before kindness in the media. And she was absolutely slammed because she was
cup runneth over.
her cup runneth over.
Mhm.
She wore this black and white striped top where the middle section was cut out in the shape of a U, and her breasts, she had a bountiful
She
bosom.
did.
And they were high and they were full.
Yeah.
And she was slammed by the media for that because she was considered at that time overweight and she had really dark, severe hair in a French bun, and her eyes, her eyeshadow was a really 90s black and silver smoky eye.
Yeah, yeah.
It was too severe. And she
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But about Susie L'Elman, because she made it, whether she was targeted or she made it on herself, she was in the 2001 worst dressed looks because she wore a very sheer top, nothing underneath, like a stocking, except for a few strategically placed leopard print marks.
Yeah.
And then the skirt was like a sarong with leopard print. And again, she was slammed for maybe showing too much skin that the world was not ready for.
The difference between best and worst, it's all subjective, really, isn't it? Depends what you like.
Well, there were some things I looked back on that was in the Logies. I think her name was Kimberly
Davis?
No, not Kimberly. She was in Home and Away. She had red hair. Not Kimberly Joseph. Anyway, her name was Kimberly, and she had red hair and was on Home and Away as a teenager. And she was on a worst dress look because she had a red, kind of like the disco headdresses that were beaded and look like hair, but it's a headdress.
Yeah.
And she was put in a worse dress. But I'm looking at it and I go, good for her.
Yeah. But it's like with all of it, like even the Met Gala that was on recently, it's all subjective. And on that, any theme that they have each year, it's all, you've got, whatever the theme is, you've got people that will just go fawn out there and you have to try to decipher how it ties into the theme, or the people that will just be pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the people that go out there.
I like it
Especially
because
for the Met Gala.
It gives you something to talk about.
Exactly.
But then people slam the stylist too. They go, fire her stylist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't know. I'd never be a stylist for anyone.
Susie L'Elman didn't have a stylist.
Well, see what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go to another Aussie one that I loved was Carrie Bickmore when she won the Gold Logie in 2015. It was a Art Deco style low-cut silver dress with long sleeves. And I just remember it because it was a beautiful dress, and then she won the Gold Logie, and then that's when she went up to talk about her
Beans
Beanies for Brain Cancer Foundation, which is sort of launched there.
Yes.
And then I think last year she re-wore it again on Instagram to mark the 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still, it's like,
years.
yeah, it's just a beautiful classic
Yes.
and classy dress, and having one in the night and everything that goes around it is very memorable and beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely,
Hmm,
Maz.
hmm.
I go another Australian icon
Yeah.
of the past, Jeanie Little. Now,
Oh,
she was like on the Bert Newton show, on the Don Lane show. She was this very vivacious and loud and flamboyant Australian personality.
mhm.
And at the Logies, one look I remember is she had these giant seagulls placed on her shoulders.
Ah,
Now, this is pre-Lady Gaga, and she just had this beautiful long black strapless dress, gloves that went past her elbows, but then these giant seagulls. She was called the Queen of Kitsch.
Can I ask, were the seagulls' wings akimbo?
Open.
Yeah, okay.
Open, splayed.
Yeah, splayed. There
Like
you go.
it was like they weren't attacking her because it was art.
landing.
But she just didn't care. She was just cool.
Yeah.
Like looking back, she was just out there.
See, that just reminded me of the Björk. Remember Björk and her,
Excuse me.
was it swan?
The swan. She
The
had a
swan.
swan
Yeah,
draped
draped.
around her neck.
Yeah, with the flesh-coloured top. Was
Yeah,
it?
and then the buffy
Like tutu
skirt.
style.
Yes.
See, it's funny because obviously those are very memorable because it's like art, I suppose, and they can be slammed and they can not be necessarily my taste, but I admire anyone who has the guts to go all out there, even Gaga in the meat dress.
You
know what I mean?
appreciate it.
Yes, because
Because
I wouldn't.
even
Good on
though
you.
it isn't classically acceptable by the general public, they took a risk.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes to take a risk is worth it.
Well, we're still speaking about Jeanie Little and the Seagulls.
Oh,
Decades
100%.
later.
And speaking in admiration
Mm.
for taking that risk.
Yes. Well, here's a risky one, or was risky at the time. And I think it sort of became very, not standard, but it just changed the tone of the dresses, was J-Lo, Versace,
Oh.
green dress, Grammys in 2000s, V-neck down to the navel.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking me with my rolls upon actually, you got to have flat abs for that
Oh,
look.
yeah.
And it would have had strategically placed double-sided tape, I dare say.
Do you know that dress is why Google Images was developed, because it was the most Googled image, and that's how they developed that tab.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
There you go. Well, because that reminded me, so that was 2000. Then in 2004, we had the Australian version with Beck Judd at the
Oh.
Brownlow. So her one was red, again, down to the navel. But her one, I think because J-Lo had sheer sleeves. I don't know what the back is like, but Beck Judd had the back was very low, skimming in the top of the bum with the like a row of jewels sort of going down her spine.
She stole the night.
Yes. So I think Chris Judd actually won that year. And I remember even like I think times have changed. Like the guys and the cameramen and even the commentary all afterwards were like, because the camera, the way it's positioned is sort of like looking, because like she's sitting down. But she had everything taped up and
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, the guys are all like, oh.
Well, because a woman has never shone so brightly at the Brownlows before.
Well, that just catapulted her modelling
Do
career.
you know what it reminded me of?
Mhm.
That was like Elizabeth Hurley, how she took over with the Versace safety pin dress.
Oh, I forgot about that
She
one.
Outshone Hugh Grant.
100%.
And that dress was everywhere.
That is still like
That's
I
a cool
love that
dress.
dress. Oh my goodness. I wonder if she got imprints. Like I wonder if they're digging into her, those pins.
I would have, because I got a lot of meat.
It's like when you have the pork and you've got it like what's it called? The twine.
string?
Yeah.
The cooking twine.
Yes.
That was like I'll never forget this on The Nanny. And the nanny's mum wore a dress with straps, like multiple spaghetti
Oh, yeah.
straps
Yeah,
going
yeah.
across the back.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You look like a ham."
That's what we would look like in Elizabeth Hurley's dress.
I want to shout out Courtney Act.
Mhm.
So very famous drag performer in Australia. And for the 2004 Logies, she wore photos of Bert Newton as
Ah.
a dress.
Okay.
So kudos to Courtney Act.
Well, there you go. Maybe we could try one with photos of the midlifers for us.
Make them big photos. They need to be the family portrait.
A5. A5 for that one.
One for each boob.
I'm going to go back to the year of 1984. Michael Jackson at the Grammys wore a bedazzled military jacket. So, I think that's where his military style came in. It was blue bedazzled, so it's all sparkly. And that's where his signature one-gloved came in. That's where it began at that moment. If you're going to bedazzle anywhere, do it at an awards show. You can't do it at the Coles.
I was going to say, did Bubbles the monkey wear a military jacket too? Remember Bubbles?
Bubbles.
I'm sure he had a jacket worn as well.
Quite possibly.
I want to go back to Aussie because this is a bit of a style icon when I was younger. Maria Venuti. Now, she was this big... She was half Italian, half Greek Egyptian, so which is why I've got a real affinity to her. Big hair, always with a red lip, feathers, frills, you name it, she wore it, and she wore it with such gusto that she was, in my opinion, she was never put on the worst dress list, kind of like Jeanie Little, because that's just their flamboyance and that's just who they are. And later on in time, she had a wheelchair that was leopard print, and that was part of her red carpet look. Like, she had style.
Yeah. Well, I like the wheelchair with leopard print.
Yeah, absolutely. She was cool. And she still is cool.
I've just got one last one for now. There are so many more. I feel like there could be a part 2 coming on.
Yes.
2001, Britney and Justin in their matching denim. Matchy. So they're wearing a strapless long, I don't know if it's knee length because I couldn't quite see the picture, or full length.
No, it's full. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sure it's full length.
I feel like full length denim dress, and him denim jeans, denim jacket, denim
cowboy hat
or fedora hat. I think it's cowboy hat.
I think it was cowboy hat.
Yeah. So, back to our denim episode. How many denims had to die for them to get dressed that day? I don't know.
Levi Strauss would have been turning in his grave.
Yeah, but that's a look.
I just want to remember Demi Moore when she wore bike shorts on the Oscar red carpet in 1989.
Ooh.
So it was kind of like a corset Renaissance style top, bike shorts, sheer stockings, and a skirt, like a mullet skirt that was on the back.
Yeah.
And she was slammed. I remember that in like the glossy mags for that look. But you know what? You look back and go, good on you. Good on you for having the guts to do that.
So, like with a lot of these looks, and I actually feel like this with you.
Oh, actually, good on you.
I always say this because you're an Aquarian and our other friend Cal's an Aquarian, and I find, I don't know if it is an Aquarian thing, your looks sometimes are a little bit quirky, a little bit funky, a little bit out there, stuff that I wouldn't wear, but I appreciate the fact that we take the risk. You take the risk, you put a bit of colour and pop into the world. I like that.
But there was one time, there was a guy I was kind of seeing, we kind of liked each other, we kind of did it, and I wore this real 80s style look, and his friends were like, what is she wearing? And he said to them, I was dressed for a fancy dress party. And that's when I knew, nah, you're not for me.
Yep.
If you don't get my quirky style, P.O., mate.
Thank you, Midlifers, for tuning in to this week's show. Welcome to all our new listeners. If you haven't subscribed,
please like and subscribe.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
See you.